In the summer of 2005, I went to Vietnam with a good friend of mine and a video camera. I wanted to document my experiences as I visited acwp programs. I met up with acwp staff in Hue, central Vietnam. They were able to show me people who live in levels of poverty that I had never seen before. During my first day with them, we visited many sites of the acwp's new school program. We traveled by motorbike all day long, visiting the rural communities where most of the families were farmers and unable to pay for their kids to go to school. With no access to education, acwp steps in, providing these children a school to go to for free. Without such schools, these kids would most likely already be working difficult manual labor jobs. We all took lots of pictures together as they really enjoyed seeing themselves on camera. Entering their classrooms, they would all stare at me, wondering what I was doing there. They were also very curious, especially this guy. In an isolated shrimp farming village, the school acwp provided was the only service the people there received. It was so far from everything else, there was no way these kids could receive any education without the acwp school that was there. A school that fits about 75 children usually costs about $5,000 to be built. I'm really thankful I got to meet all these kids, and was really sad when I had to leave, but I still had busy days ahead of me visiting all the other acwp programs. The following day was so hot it was almost unbearable to be outside in the sun. I had heard rumors of how hot Hue would be in the summer, and they were very true. This day we visited acwp's corrective surgery program. Many of these kids suffer from the condition called clubfoot, where their ankle is turned all the way upside down and they actually walk on the tops of their feet. Some kids had intestinal problems that required a much needed surgery. These surgeries often cost around $200. This was honestly very difficult for me to go through, since I had never seen anything like this before. As I visited different families, house by house, all the neighbors would come by to see who I was and what I was up to. Some kids suffered from conditions that targeted their legs, preventing them from being able to walk. When I asked what caused such a condition, they informed me it was most likely due to starting hard manual labor too early in their life. The last program I visited was the acwp cattle raising program. The idea here is to select disadvantaged families to receive a cow. The firstborn calf is then passed on to another selected family, continuing the process. The cows were so gentle, it was obvious the kids had spent a lot of time with them. Over the course of this trip, I learned so much, and I'm really grateful to get to meet all these kids. I'm glad I got to document all my memories with these acwp children, and to be able to share my story to people when I got home. I want to thank all the acwp staff in Hue who helped me out, and introduced me to all these wonderful children. I also want to thank all the acwp staff here in the Bay Area who are doing a lot of good work to help these kids